So this is my video for my final project for physical computing and prototyping. And I have created an interactive soil moisture monitor. So the way that this works is that there's a soil moisture monitor that measures the capacitance, and it measures between 200 and 1200, with 200 being very dry and 1200 being very wet. I have two inputs, one tactile push button, and the soil sensor, and two outputs, one RGB LED and one LCD screen. So the way that this works is you place the sensor into the soil, and then it will give a reading, and the RGB LED will turn red, green, or blue depending on how dry the soil is. Red is water now, blue is water soon, and green is don't water. And then a message and the temperature of the soil will display on the LCD. So you can see that I have my code running, and right now it is reading the air, so it's measuring at the very dry level of about 200, 250. So let's try it out. So I've only watered one side of this plant a little bit, so part of it's still very dry. So I'm going to insert this to the dry part of the soil. And we push the button. The light turns red, and the message says water now, and gives you the temperature in degrees Celsius. So now let's try to find the middle range. So I watered this side of the plant a tiny bit. So stick that in. You can see that the graph got larger as the number went up. So I push the button again, and the light turns blue. And the screen says water soon, and also provides the temperature. So now I'm gonna add some more water. I have right here. Try to make the plant very wet. It's very dry right now, so. Okay. One limitation of the sensor is that the soil has to be fairly packed to get a good reading. Well, let's try that. Nope, still blue, so that wasn't quite enough water. I have the threshold set to about 800 to 1200 is very wet, so that was still in the medium range. So let's add some more water. Try this one more time. So the sensor actually won't work in just pure liquid. So we see it almost getting up there. Still too dry. So this might indicate that I need to adjust the threshold here. Let's try this out. So now it is very wet soil, and I do not need to water. At this point the water is pretty high, and the message says no, don't water. So this is a great project for monitoring the soil moisture content of plants that you aren't supposed to water, like this one, until the soil is almost all the way dry, which is kind of hard to tell without digging up the dirt. So I hope this comes in handy for some people.